it is a pleasure to have Gloria Allred with us. How are you, Gloria?
Fine, Mark, and thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show.
Now, you don't really mean that, do you?
Well, yes, I do. It's always a wonderful.
It's been a long time.
Share my point of view and also to hear yours.
I have a few questions. Can you help me out here? Your client's name.
I'll be happy to try to answer your questions.
All right. Hold on now. Your client's name is Nikki.
What I would like to talk about as well.
Nikki Diaz. When I'm done, we'll get to you. Nikki Diaz Santillan. Did I pronounce that properly?
Yes, I believe you have.
She an illegal alien?
No.
She's not an illegal alien?
She's not an illegal alien. She's not from another planet. She is not.
No, she's from Nicaragua.
She's a human being and a hard-working.
Yeah, I know she's a human being. Cut out the bull crap. It's lawyer to lawyer now. Is she an illegal alien? You said no.
The lawyer. It's Gloria, the person who's giving respect.
Gloria, is she an illegal alien or not? Yes or no? You said no, she's not, right?
No, she's not an illegal alien. She's an undocumented worker.
All right, you're playing. Okay, now.
No, I'll tell you why I say that, Mark.
No, I'm not.
That term is very offensive.
I don't care.
To a lot of people in the Latino community.
Well, good. I'm talking. Okay, I don't care, and you're obviously already being argumentative, and I asked you a simple question. Now, here's the next question. Did she or did she not? Did she?
My point of view, then
Well, I want you to answer the question. I'm more than happy to hear your point of view. I'm going to continue. Did she or did she not use a false Social Security card?
Okay. Did Meg Whitman?
Are you going to answer my question, Gloria? We'll get to Meg Whitman in a minute.
No,
I'm happy to do that.
Did Meg Whitman?
Excuse me, I don't represent the illegal alien or Meg Whitman. My question is she your client, this lady?
I will say this. She is my client. You're talking about
For what purpose is she your client? What do you represent her for?
Pardon me? You just cut out.
I said, for what purpose do you represent her? She's your client. What do you represent her for?
I am her legal advisor.
You're her attorney on what matter?
And we also filed a claim.
Do you have any background in immigration whatsoever?
Can I finish? You asked me your question. I'd like to answer your question.
Well, you're very slow off the mark. Go ahead.
I've been accused of many things, but being slow with an answer has never been one of them until now.
Well, go ahead. Answer.
So,
you represent her for what purpose?
To answer the question when I'm being interrupted. So let me give it a try and see if we can get an answer.
All right, here's the question. Let's start over. For what purpose do you represent her?
Why do I need to represent her?
No. For what purpose do you represent her?
I'm probably having hard trouble hearing you. I told you the reason is she needs an advocate. She needs an attorney to give her legal advice. And
on what?
On her behalf. I'm telling you, I filed a claim with the Division of Labor Standards Enforcement in reference to her employment with Meg Whitman, wherein she alleges that she worked a number of hours beyond the 15 hours which she was paid for, and that she was not paid for the extra hours that she worked.
So where can I find this? Where can I find this lawsuit?
I'm answering your question.
All right, where can I find the lawsuit?
And that she also, for example, was asked to drive her car, the grocery store, take the kids to
Oh, my God. Woe is me. Woe is me. Woe is me. She had to drive the car. Woe is me. I asked you, when did you file this lawsuit?
Okay. Well, you also asked me, what is she an attorney for?
Oh, this is going to be painful.
And then you didn't want to hear the answer.
Hey, I heard you. When did you file the lawsuit, Gloria?
Why do you say, woe is me? You know something?
Oh, she had to drive a car. Oh, my God. How awful. What a sweatshop.
She needs mileage. Have a little courtesy, Mark. I'd appreciate it. I'd like to.
All right, next question. When did you file this lawsuit?
No, listen, it's not a lawsuit. I never said I filed a lawsuit.
When did you file this complaint?
You know, if you would let me talk, you would be, and if you would listen, you would have an opportunity.
All right, go ahead. I'll give you 30 seconds. Go.
So, an employee has a right to be reimbursed for the mileage that they use if they're asked to use their car for the employer. They have a right to be reimbursed for the mileage, and she wasn't reimbursed. A claim was filed for that, and for the wages she asserts that she's entitled to, for the hours that she worked that she alleges she was not compensated for, with the Division of Labor Standards. We filed that claim yesterday, and that's what we did.
Yesterday.
It's not a lawsuit, it's an administrative
Let me ask you this
claim.
question. Does she have an immigration attorney, or are you that?
No, she does have an immigration attorney.
And does the immigration attorney like the fact that you're taking her public in her undocumented status?
Well, the immigration attorney was actually at our news conference yesterday and spoke.
Oh, so what's that attorney's name?
I would be happy to give it to your producer afterwards, Mark Vanderhoot.
Okay, well, he's had a... let me ask you a question. Did she forge or falsify a Social Security document? We're not answering that. We're not commenting on that because our issue has to do with. But I assume. Okay, I know you want to talk. I will talk about Meg Whitman. I am now talking about you.
Okay, all I'm telling you is.
When you represent a client, you have to make sure. Excuse me, lower her down. When you represent a client, you have to make sure you're not exposing that client in other ways. So I'm asking you: are you aware that your client forged or falsified a Social Security document? Yes or no?
I'm telling you that she has said that she's
the answer is yes, you are aware of it because it's all over there.
I want to ask you if you're aware of something. Are
yes,
you
my
aware
Social
that
Security
Meg
card
lied
is fine.
yesterday when she denied that she and her husband
I am more than happy to get in. I am more than happy to get into that when I'm done. Excuse me. I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy to get into that when I'm done.
That doesn't seem to matter.
I am accusing you of putting your client in. Lower her. I am accusing you of putting your client in legal jeopardy. How do you respond?
To that.
How do you respond?
I will respond to that. Okay, if you can, please, take a deep breath and let me respond.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. You know, even though my client is a housekeeper, and some people don't respect a housekeeper, I happen to respect housekeepers. I think they work really hard.
Aren't you swell? Now answer my question.
I'm answering the question.
You put your client in legal jeopardy. I don't need a lecture from a liberal about housekeepers.
Okay, well...
I asked you about your client and the legal jeopardy that your client is in now.
You know what's sad? Is that you're so apparently insecure that you're afraid of my answer because it may be something that people will understand and they will then disagree with your opinion.
All right,
and
go
that's
ahead.
why you won't let me speak. And it's very unfortunate because people, I think,
go ahead, speak.
2 points of view. But apparently you only want them to hear yours, and you're afraid of the facts. The facts are she's able to make this decision. She's been advised of all of the risks. She understands all of the risks. She wanted to move forward. She has moved forward. I'm very proud of her courage, and I'm glad that she has decided that she also wants to give her point of view. You know, Mark, it's not only people who are rich and powerful and famous like Meg Whitman who have a right to speak in this country. Are you there?
Is that it? So you are aware that she falsified and forged a Social Security document.
Well,
is that your answer?
I'm just telling you, you want to attack a housekeeper. You don't want to. You don't.
No, I want to. No, I want to deal with you. I want to deal with you as a fellow member of the bar. My question. Excuse me. 42 United States. Lower her. 42 United States Code 408A18. It's a federal felony to forge or falsify a Social Security document. And you're telling me that your client came forward and said, okay, expose me to possible deportation, expose me to up to 5 years in prison. I want my travel money?
Well, I'm not going to tell you what my client says to me. That's attorney-client privilege and confidential. So I am never going to tell you or anybody else what my client says to me because I protect the confidences and the privileged confidential relationship that an attorney has with a client.
It was a rhetorical question. So it is absurd for you to say, excuse me, lower her. It is absurd for you to say that you filed a complaint because she didn't get reimbursed for her travel or what have you. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, you filed it. And you and the immigration attorney have exposed your client, in my humble opinion, to very, very serious matters, which could cost her liberty. And your answer is that I don't like housekeepers. It's you who apparently don't like housekeepers.
Is your opinion really humble? You said in my humble opinion. I was just wondering, is that facetious, or you really think your opinion is humble?
I'm trying to be gracious to you, and believe me, it's not easy.
Youth wants to know.
I want to know, Gloria. Seriously, did you think this through? I know you're a liberal Democrat radical whack job.
Have I thought it through?
I know you want to take down some of these candidates, But do you really think that exploiting this lady was the way to do it? Yes or no?
Well, I think it's very patronizing of you and insulting to her for you to suggest that she doesn't know what she's doing.
That you exploited her?
Yeah, for you to suggest that I've exploited her when that is not how she feels.
Has ICE been in contact with you or her immigration attorney?
And you suggest that. Why? Because she's a housekeeper and undocumented, and you're assuming because what? Because she's Latina, that she doesn't know what she's doing?
Has ICE been in... Quiet down, you sound so silly. Has ICE been in contact with you yet?
Pardon me?
ICE, Immigration, Customs, have they been in touch with you yet?
No.
Do you expect them to be in touch with you?
You know, your crystal ball, I guess you read, you know...
How about the U.S. Attorney's Office for Social Security fraud? Have they been in touch with you yet?
I don't have a crystal ball.
How did you find this client, or did this client find you?
I'm not a person who, you know, analyzes...
Okay, I got all that. I'm bad and all the rest. How did you find this client, or did this client find you?
Okay. Is that a question? Did this client
That's not privileged either.
This answer is very simple. She was referred to me by another attorney.
And who? Who was the other attorney?
I'm not disclosing who that is, but I will tell you this. In the 35 years I've been practicing law, I've had many attorneys refer cases to us. And the reason they refer cases to us, and in this case, was because our main focus of our civil rights law firm is employment. And we have represented many individuals who have been deprived of their rights or denied their rights by their employers. And, in fact, the legal newspaper, the Daily Journal...
Is this a pro bono case? Is this a pro bono case?
They selected my law firm as the #1 plaintiff's employment law firm in Southern California.
I'm impressed. Is this a pro bono case, yes or no?
For employment cases.
Is this a pro bono case, yes or no?
Well, that's privileged and confidential. But, you know, if at some point
I don't think it's privileged. It may be confidential.
No, it is confidential. And if any attorney fee or lack of fee relationship is confidential.
Are you being paid by a third party?
Of ethics, and
Are you being paid by a third party? That would waive privilege and confidentiality. Are you being paid by a third party?
Business, but I would be willing to consider asking her that in the future.
Asking her what?
For permission to disclose that. I can't disclose that without her permission.
Have you been in touch with the Jerry Brown campaign?
No.
Have you been in touch with any intermediaries from the Jerry Brown campaign?
You know something? Let me tell you something. I don't even know who's in the Jerry Brown campaign.
But they know you. You're famous.
I have not.
You're the #1 civil rights law firm on the Western Hemisphere.
I'm going to give you all Jerry Brown answers right now. I haven't contributed to the Jerry Brown campaign for this election. You know,
that wasn't my question. Have you been in touch with any intermediaries for the Jerry Brown?
Pardon me?
Can you answer my question? I didn't ask you about your contributions. Have you been in touch with, or anybody in touch with you who's an intermediary for the Jerry Brown campaign?
I don't know who intermediaries for the Jerry Brown campaign are. No, I don't know anybody. There's nobody who has contacted me who has said, I'm an intermediary for the Jerry Brown campaign, and I want you to do this. No, that's not happening.
I didn't ask you that question. I asked you if you've been in touch with it.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that this smells like crap.
My client doesn't know any politicians except for Meg Whitman, who has her own political motivation.
I'm saying there are 12 million undocumented illegal alien workers in this country, and you happen to find this one. How did that happen?
With her hiring Nikki as because that's, she got that letter. Now, of course, today, when we produced the letter with her husband's handwriting on it, now there's a lot of, I don't know, maybe excuses.
Sounds like you. I've been trying to get answers out of you, and I'm getting a bunch of hem and haw. And you're her lawyer.
Because you don't want to talk about the fact that Meg Whitman lied and her hypocrisy was shown, and that I proved it today with evidence. This you don't want.
I'll tell you what. Can you hold on? I have to take a hard. Hold on now. Can you quiet down? Can you hold on? I need to take a break. Will you hold on? Do you want to come back with me or not? All right, thank you. Hold on. Don't hang up now. All right, we don't have a lot of time. Gloria Allred, you want to respond to what I said in the last segment. Go.
If anybody can remember it, there are better people than I am.
All right, let me do it quickly.
Let me just say that, Meg Whitman and her husband denied receiving the letter. today we have clearly proven with the release of this letter that Meg Whitman lied to the press and the public when she said we never received that letter or notification. Her attempt to deceive the public and hide the fact that she knew that she was employing an undocumented worker long before she fired Nikki in 2009 has failed.
That's not what this letter shows. Excuse me, you're going to keep saying liar. I'm not going to let you. That's not what this letter says.
I know,
As a matter of fact, quiet down, please, Madam Attorney. Any employer that uses the information in this letter to justify taking adverse action against an employee, this was a question about her earnings.
And the public.
Excuse me. I'm looking at your letter that you released. This is a question about her earnings.
Yeah.
It isn't an issue about whether she's an illegal alien or not.
She denied that they got, and now we've shown it to the public.
This letter is 7.5 years old. This letter is 7.5. You consider this a smoking gun? How long have you been practicing law?
35 years. I've been voted one of the best.
I don't care who votes for what.
Lawyers. How about you?
Really?
Are you in that category?
I'm not even a member of the American Bar Association.
Are you in the category of having been selected as a super lawyer for a number of years, as I have been?
What did you do? Fill out a form and send it to Best Lawyers and pay a $100 fee? Is that what you did?
Or you just?
Why don't you answer my question? All right, quiet her down. Let me tell you how that works. You fill out a form and you send in money. Look at that. One of the best lawyers in America. Well, so far you're not impressing anybody. You're waving around a letter where the Social Security Administration is saying this specifically cannot be used, in essence, for immigration purposes. And you're saying, well, I got a smoking gun. 7.5-year-old letter. What? Well, it seems to me you have a client who lied repeatedly, who had a fraudulent Social Security number, who lied to her employer, who lied to the employment agency, and you're telling us that we should rely on her, and you're waving a letter around that doesn't say what you say it says. I don't think it's very good, Gloria.
Everybody can see for themselves what it says.
All right.
Do you think here's my question. Can you answer one question for me?
You got 30. You got 10 seconds. Go.
Do you think that Meg Whitman, if she lied to the public, should be governor of California?
If you lie to the public, should you still be an attorney? I'm just questioning. I'm not saying you have. We'll be right back.